The tech giant said the latest attacks were part of a larger wave of activities that had been going on since the summer. Microsoft on Monday warned that the same Russian group behind the SolarWinds cyber attack in 2020 has been attempting to replicate that approach, now targeting organizations integral to the global IT supply chain, specifically, resellers and technology service providers. Microsoft Corporate Vice President of Customer Security and Trust Tom Burt shared the latest activity the company has observed from Russian nation-state actor Nobelium. Burt, in a blog post, said Nobelium was identified by the U.S. government and others as being part of Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service, known as the SVR. Nobelium has been attempting to replicate the approach it has used in past attacks by targeting organizations integral to the global IT supply chain, Burt wrote. This time, it is attacking a different part of the supply chain, resellers and other technology service providers that customize, deploy and manage cloud services and other technologies on behalf of their customers. Burt added that Microsoft believes Nobelium ultimately hopes to piggyback on any direct access that resellers may have to their customers' IT systems and more easily impersonate an organization's trusted technology partner to gain access to their downstream customers. Microsoft said it began observing Nobelium's latest activity in May 2021, and said it has been notifying impacted partners and customers, while also developing new technical assistance and guidance for the reseller community. Since May, we have notified more than 140 resellers and technology service providers that have been targeted by Nobelium, Burt wrote. We continue to investigate, but to date we believe as many as 14 of these resellers and service providers have been compromised. Microsoft said it discovered the campaign during its early stages, and said they are sharing developments to cloud service resellers, technology providers, and customers to take timely steps to help ensure Nobelium is not more successful. Microsoft said that the attacks on this sector of the global IT supply chain have been a part of a larger wave of Nobelium activities over the summer. A senior administration official explained that the activities Microsoft described taking place were unsophisticated password spray and phishing attempts for the purpose of surveillance that cybersecurity experts say are attempted every day by Russia and other foreign governments and have been for years. The official said these types of attempts can be prevented if cloud service providers implement baseline cybersecurity practices, including multi-factor authentication, a measure to require users to authenticate their accounts with more than a password. Broadly speaking, the federal government is aggressively using our authorities to protect the nation from cyber threats, including helping the private sector defend itself through increased intelligence sharing, innovative partnerships to deploy cybersecurity technologies, bilateral and multilateral diplomacy, and measures we do not speak about publicly for national security reasons, the official told Fox News. Earlier this year, the Biden administration imposed sanctions on Russia for the SolarWinds computer hack, which began in 2020 when malicious code was snuck into updates to popular software that monitors computer networks of businesses and governments. The malware, affecting a product made by the American SolarWinds, gave elite hackers remote access into an organization's networks so they could steal information. Earlier this month, Biden hosted virtual meetings with more than 30 countries to accelerate cooperation to counter ransomware, but the White House did not extend the invitation to Russia, senior administration officials said. The officials noted that the United States and the Kremlin have a separate channel where they actively discuss the matter. Officials said that the president established a U.S.-Russia experts group for the U.S. to engage directly on the issue of ransomware. Biden, during his summit in Geneva with Russian President Vladimir Putin in June, raised the issue of ransomware. At the time, Biden said he told Putin that certain critical infrastructure should be off-limits to attack. Biden said he gave a list of 16 specific entities defined as critical infrastructure, saying it ranged from energy to water systems. Putin, though, during his press conference after the meeting, denied that Russia was responsible for cyber attacks and instead claimed that the most cyber attacks in the world were carried out from the U.S. Also over the summer, the president signed a national security memo directing his administration to develop cybersecurity performance goals for critical infrastructure in the United States, entities like electricity utility companies, chemical plants, and nuclear reactors. Meanwhile, the National Counterintelligence and Security Center last week announced it is prioritizing industry outreach efforts in U.S. technology sectors where the stakes are potentially greatest for U.S. economic and national security, warning of nation-state threats posed by China and Russia. The NCSC warned that the Kremlin is targeting U.S. advances through the employment of a variety of licit and illicit technology transfer mechanisms to support national-level efforts, including its military and intelligence programs. NCSC officials warned that Russia is also increasingly looking to talent recruitment and international scientific collaborations to advance their domestic research and development efforts. NCSC said, though, that their resource constraints have forced the Kremlin to focus on indigenous research and development efforts, such as Russian military applications of artificial intelligence. NCSC warned that Russia uses intelligence services, academics, joint ventures and business partnerships, talent recruitment, foreign investments, government-to-government agreements, and more to acquire U.S. technologies.